Good morning. Welcome to another beautiful day in quarantine. The sky is finally blue, which means the sun is gonna come out, and then I will sunbathe later, even though it won't really reach me because of the windows, but that's okay. I have some food today, and this I'm super excited for. Not just because this quiche looks really good, but because I have chia seeds now. So I have chia seeds in my yogurt, and then this goopy chia seed fruit juice mess that I made yesterday when the chia seeds came. And then the regular pasta, which I might eat today. And my coffee. Kohi is how we say it in Japanese. Kohi is taken, for, as it might sound like it, from the American or the English word coffee. And they don't have a solid F sound, so they use a H sound with an H, and it becomes kohi. Nice little Japanese fun fact. Yeah. So that is my breakfast, and I have my little turban again today. And for plans today, I am actually going to do some writing, and then I have some studying to do before a meeting at 10 o'clock. No, 10:45 is when it is. Yeah, so I think I will just switch on the video for a while, and you guys can, just watch me write, I guess. So I will see you in a few minutes. Good morning, good afternoon, konnichiwa. 日本語でこんにちはは good afternoon. Konnichiwa is good afternoon in Japanese, if you couldn't tell. Nihongo is Japanese language in Japanese. Fun Japanese facts. Today I am just going to have lunch, and I think this time, nasty sound. Today I am just going to talk to myself and you guys while eating. My food looks really good, actually. I've got rice, and then on this side we've got salmon and karage wrapped in lettuce. Karage is fried chicken in Japanese, except it's not regular fried chicken, it's seasoned fried chicken, and it tastes so much better than American fried chicken. It ended up being regular fried chicken. A lot of Japanese food is a lot of non-traditional Japanese food, so food that's grown over the years, is way better in Japan than it is in the US, truthfully. I don't really know why. I think it's because it's just a new take on food that we already know of, so it's just kind of fun, I guess. Yeah, what to talk about? I'm taking more Japanese classes because it's a free class offered by my organization that I'm going through. And it's good for review. There's a lot of Japanese that I don't really remember. If you want survival phrases in Japanese, number 1. Toire wa doko? Toire is toilet or bathroom. So toire wa doko? Doko is where. And then if you want it to be more formal, then you say toire wa doko desu ka? Des is it means to be, kind of. It's their version of that word, so is, where is. Toire wa doko desu ka? And then the ka at the end is a question marker. In Japanese, they don't have punctuation necessarily like in English. Instead, they have these things called particles. And particles are verbal punctuation, sort of. So ka is question marker. Almost forgot. I warmed up my tea. They've been giving us the boxes with tea, and so I decided to warm mine up. But I accidentally boiled it. Another fun fact, you're not supposed to boil green tea. When you make green tea, tea bag, tea leaves, whatever the format you're using, do not boil the water. The temperature you want to bring it to is around 105 degrees, I believe. Something like that. And the reason why is because you don't want to scald the tea leaves. And so if you do it wrong, then sometimes it can be that the tea will taste burnt or something like that. But I accidentally let it come to a boil because I walked away for like 2 seconds and then I came back and it was boiling, so I failed on that. Ooh, also, so we were given rental phones by our organization and we give them back at the end of quarantine. And it's got an app on here that you're supposed to use. And every day you're supposed to check in with this little button right here. And you tell them, no, I haven't, like, my temperature is fine. No, I haven't been in contact with anybody who has COVID. No, I don't feel anything bad. You're basically supposed to tell them, I'm in perfect health. And then this button in the middle is if you get a positive test result back for COVID, because we have to take tests every couple days, or no, we have to take them twice throughout our time in the hotel. So if it comes back positive, we press report your health condition and tell them that you have COVID. And then finally you have the I'm here button, this one right here, and you have to check in every single day by pressing I'm here and giving them your location. So I just did it, so it says, thank you, your location has been received, blah, 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 blah. And once during the day, they call you on that phone and you have to record a video of yourself for like 30 seconds, just showing them that you are in fact in the hotel room. And it's very weird. Japanese during this time do not really have the same consciousness of privacy as we do in the US. So it's a really interesting cultural difference because for them, Japanese culture is very communal. So if it's for the good of everybody, then you're just supposed to do it. So personal privacy, individual privacy is not as emphasized in Japanese culture. I don't actually have a camera set up. It's kind of a makeshift thing. The camera is the camera is my phone, and my phone is propped up inside of a Kleenex box. I'm one of the only people I know that actually eats the lettuce that the things are placed on. This is a cute little thing of potatoes. I also eat the pickles that are served with sandwiches. Such a weird custom. Why a pickle? Why not like a carrot? Or, I don't know, a potato. One thing I really like about bento, which is what this is, the separated little box of food, is that everything is perfectly separated. Everything has their own little section and it stays there. And then right after that I mix two of the things. I'm also tired of plastic forks. That's the only complaining I'm doing today. Plastic forks, plastic utensils. I'm so excited for that karaage, but I'm saving it for last. Fun fact about Japan, you drive on the left side of the road, not the right side. A little bit different from the US. Pretty sure they got that from England. Yeah. Another fun fact, Japan was closed to the outside world for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it was only reopened to the outside world in terms of influence and trade in the 1860s? The 1860s, when Commodore Perry from the United States went to Japan and said, open your borders and trade with us, or else. And so they opened their borders to trade. However, during that period of very little contact with the outside world, Denmark was the only one who had special permission. So Denmark had a port in the south of Japan. Denmark was the only one who was allowed to have any sort of contact because they had a special trade deal with Japan. So there is a port down there that has been there for a very long time. and was one of the original ways that Japan had contact with the outside world. Another fun fact about Japan, specifically Japanese fashion, which is very, very wild. Like, Japan, in Tokyo, there are several areas of the wards. So in Japan, in Tokyo is split up into a bunch of different areas. So you have central Tokyo, and then you have some of the suburbs surrounding it, like Yokohama and Saitama. And then you have the 23 special wards. And the 23 special wards are basically wards, not worlds, are basically districts of Tokyo. I'm actually in one of those special wards. I will be teaching in Meguro, which is a special ward in the western, a little bit southwest of central Tokyo. And then I will be living in a different special ward in Suginami City, which is even more west of Meguro. And one interesting thing is that I was saying something and I had a point, but then I totally forgot what it was. This is why it's bad not to have another person to talk to, because usually people can remind you of what you were going to say. I don't remember what I was going to say. I could edit that out of the video. But editing takes so much work. I'm realizing why not a lot of people actually become YouTubers, and not only YouTubers, but successful YouTubers. Editing sucks. Editing videos, there's this one video that I have to edit, and it's a movie review. And to make it actually like pleasant to watch, I have to edit out these tiny little chunks and basically tiny breaths, because it shortens the video a lot once you do all of that, and people don't really want to watch all of those little pauses in between stuff, and they want a constant stream of information. So I have to go through and edit out all of those little cuts, and it's taking forever. I'm like 2 minutes into the video and I've already cut out like 15 different cuts. And one of the most like annoying parts of it is that I'm going through and editing these little cuts, and it takes me like 4 minutes for each cut, because I'm like, okay, this is the exact point that I need to cut it, and I'm cutting it on the balance of milliseconds. So, not milliseconds, centiseconds, once like 100th of a second. Yeah, so 100th of a second, centisecond. I've just, if that's not a word, it is now. I should do this more often, where I have like somebody to talk to, even if it's just a camera. I'm just imagining to myself that it's all my siblings and all of my friends. Yeah, let's just do that. It is going on a public internet space though. If you don't know me and you're watching this, why? Maybe that's too derogatory towards myself. I am quite funny, so maybe that's why they're watching. It's a really good meal. Maybe it's because I have someone to talk to. I'm watching a TV show in Japanese right now, and it's only in Japanese. There are no English subtitles. And I found it on the kids section of the Japanese Netflix. But why is it on the kids section? This anime is very weird. It's a horror anime, and it's supernatural, so there are ghosts and stuff like that, and it's called Gegege no Kitaro. And maybe it's a representation of cultural differences, perhaps? Or maybe it's just a weird anime. But the anime follows this young girl who comes into contact with Kitaro, who is a yokai, and yokai is the Japanese word for kind of a supernatural creature. And a lot of the time it gets translated as demon, but that's not really quite correct. Sometimes they're demons, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I would translate it as a supernatural entity. So, it's very all over the place. It's entertaining though. I have to stop every 15 seconds because I'm like, oh, I don't know that word. And it's a really good way to practice Japanese. That's nice. I did boil it, but it's not scalded. I think probably because it was in a juice box and it's not like being poured over tea leaves. So the leaves are already steeped and then it's transferred into the box. So when I warmed it up, maybe it also wasn't boiling well enough to scald it. I'm listening to this lyricist and composer right now who is, makes it sound really fancy. I'm listening to a singer right now who's really good, and the music reminds me of Lana Del Rey. It's kind of like eerie but nostalgic kind of thing. and I don't remember the name right now. Editor me will insert it, but it's very nice and soothing, and I'm gonna be listening to a lot of it. One of the songs is like one of my favorite songs. It's called Vanilla Baby, and it's just very cute and very, I haven't listened to the lyrics specifically, so I don't really know what it's talking about, but it's just a very nice melody. And she's a really good singer. She has a really nice voice. I'm also looking at cameras for YouTubing and stuff like that, and they are so expensive. And maybe it's just because I'm a cheap ass, but the cheapest ones that I've found that are like halfway decent are still like $400. And I'm looking at it going, yeah, my phone is fine. That'll work. Hit fill again. Maybe that's a sign. Alright, that's all for now. Good evening. I am at dinner time, and I've spent the entire day studying basically. I was studying Japanese and editing videos, and it's the same video, and I wish that I could just be perfect and give it in one take, and everything is nice and short and concise, but this is taking a long time, so not a huge fan of editing. But anyway, my food looks pretty good. I've got a little omelet in the corner there. They're like kind of beef patties on top of spaghetti. 2 rolls this time. Dang. And then tempura, which I don't know what it's got inside of it, but look good. For the rest of the night, I'm probably just gonna be editing this one stupid video, which is, it started out as 33 minutes long. It is now 27 minutes long, so that means I've cut out 5 minutes of it over the course of like 5 hours. So hopefully I can get more of that done. I don't know how YouTubers do this, like make these videos and have it be so perfect and like such high quality, and maybe they do just spend all their time editing videos. If that's the case, then maybe this ain't the career for me. Wasn't gonna be a career anyway. But yeah, I will be signing off for the night. It was a pretty good day. Tomorrow will be much of the same. I might actually do a makeup tutorial. Gosh, no. Might be doing a makeup video tomorrow. A video by somebody who doesn't know how to use makeup. So that could be fun. I will see you guys tomorrow though. Mwah.